What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? Crypto Warriors, Sergeant Crypto back at it again. Today is Wednesday, June 10th, 2020. Blockchain and smart contracts are still in the early stages of a 20-year, if not 50-year adoption and maturation cycle. Some have compared it to 1994 and the web. Ryan Bellendorf of Hyperledger, leading figure in open source software. Let's get into it. Big news, all over the place news. Even saw this popping up on Twitter all over the place. German stock exchange will list Bitcoin ETP. Investment firm ETC Group plans to list a Bitcoin ETP on German's etc. digital stock exchange in late June. So it's coming this month. Let's get straight to it. London-based ETC Group will list the first crypto exchange traded product on Germany's Xterra digital stock exchange this month. Traders in the United Kingdom, Italy, and Austria will also be able to deal in shares of the new product. Now, why is this such a big deal? Why is it all over the place? Well, Germany's stock exchange is the largest stock exchange in Europe, and they have the largest economy in Europe as well. And so that's a lot of exposure for Bitcoin and for this particular product. That's why it's all over the place. That's why it's like a big deal news this morning, and as of this morning, I should say. According to ETF Stream, ETC Group announced on June 9th that Bitcoin Exchange Traded Crypto, or BTCE, an exchange traded product, will launch on Deutsche Börse etc. after it receives approval from German financial regulators. BTCE tracks the price of Bitcoin and is physically backed by the cryptocurrency. Big part right there. I should have highlighted that. Physically backed by the cryptocurrency. The Bitcoin will be held in cold storage by digital asset custodian BitGo. Again, this goes to show the adoption rate or the adoption of Bitcoin, because it's now being traded or will now be traded on in a stock exchange. Having a brain fart. It's early in the morning here. All right, so it's going to be traded on the German stock exchange, and they'll be having that physically backed Bitcoin. Well, what does that mean? Again, it'll mean that they have to get the Bitcoin off the market. All right, so if they say they have, let's just say they have 10 Bitcoin in their fund, or in their in their fund, and whenever you purchase a Bitcoin or a fraction of a Bitcoin or whatever the case is, if they run out of that Bitcoin, if they fill their quota, then they have to go and get more. They have to go and get more. And we know that Bitcoin has a finite supply. All right. The crypto sector has been held back by concerns about complexity, accessibility, and governance. With BTCE, we are transporting Bitcoin into the fold of mainstream regulated financial markets. Investors get the benefit of trading and owning Bitcoin through regulated security, while having the optionality of redeeming Bitcoin if they choose. Oh my goodness, didn't even know that part. So this is coming from the CEO of ETC Group. Not quite an ETF. All right, so if you want to know the difference between an ETF, ETP, and things of that nature, just Google it. You'll probably find it on Investopedia. Now, you will find it on Investopedia, where they break it down and tell you the difference for basically an ETF and an ETP. All right, so big news, great news, more adoption, bullish case, Bitcoin to moon, all that good stuff, right? Next. This is coming from the Daily Hodl. Bombshell report shows 36% of institutional investors already own crypto assets such as Bitcoin and Ethereum. A new survey from the global asset management giant Fidelity shows 36% of institutional investors already own crypto assets. Almost 80% of institutional investors find something appealing about digital assets, with the three almost equally compelling characteristics across US and European investors being uncorrelated to other asset classes, 36%, an innovative technology play, 34%, and a high potential upside, 33%. And my podcast, links this in the description below. last night I spoke about that, where why I'm all in on crypto, because the upside is just ridiculous. The upside is just ridiculous because we're still so early in this game. The whole crypto market is about $270 billion, and the worldwide stock market is $90 trillion. So the upside for Bitcoin for crypto is ridiculous. And if you're just talking about Bitcoin in particular, the gold market is $11 trillion, and Bitcoin is like $160 billion. So again, the upside is ridiculous. According to the report, more than a quarter of the 800 high net worth investors surveyed said that they own Bitcoin, and 11% say they own ETH. All right. Among the obstacles to digital asset adoption cited were price volatility, 53%, concerns around market manipulation, 47%, and the lack of fundamental gauge appropriate value, 45%. Or a lack of fundamentals, to gauge appropriate value, 45%. There are still some concerns, but the trend is to the upside. The trend is to people starting to see the value of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. The trend is people are starting to get it. They'll see that the volatility is not a fault of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. It's basically a fault of fiat currencies. Next, more good news. Ethereum hits major bullish milestone in anticipation of the ETH 2.0 staking upgrade. Ethereum wallets containing 32 or more ETH, the amount needed to stake a validator node under the upcoming ETH 2.0, has hit an all-time new high. All right, so the number of Ethereum network balances with 32 ETH or more has been nearing 120,000 in anticipation of the proposed ETH 2.0 update. So if you don't have your 32 ETH, you better be stacking it up right now, because we see that Ethereum price has been pumping since the beginning of the year. Again, that adoption, that idea that you'll be able to passively earn more Ethereum just from holding Ethereum is what's so appealing to a lot of people in the space. Again, we see more and more addresses with 32 or more Ethereum in it, more Ether in it. So there you have it, just more adoption, and it's an incentive. It's just greed, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just people want to get ahead of the curve and secure their 32 ETH to become a validator. This way, they have an opportunity to get more ETH. Another big milestone is this one right here. Ethereum addresses hit 100 million. All right, 5 years after the initial release of the Ethereum network, the number of ETH addresses accounts, all right, have reached 100 million in early June. Although there are over 100 million addresses, this does not necessarily mean that there are 100 million people owning or using the cryptocurrency. That goes without saying, because one person could have one person can have multiple ETH addresses. But it again shows that adoption rate, and more people are coming into the space. That's the way I'm taking it. And because more people are trying to stack they're stacking sats to either get that one full Bitcoin or have multiple Bitcoin. There are people out there trying to stack as much ETH as possible to get to that 32, that magical number of 32, before the price skyrockets and it becomes out of reach for them to get that 32 ETH. So if you haven't been stacking your ETH, you might as well be getting on it right now while you're trying to stack your sats. Not financial advice, of course, but let me know what you think about this awesome bullish news, this awesome bullish crypto news across the board between Bitcoin and Ethereum, and the fact that we see more people coming into the fold, and more people adopting Bitcoin, and more people awakening to the fact that Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies is the wave of the future? Let me know in the comment section below. Smash that like, hit that subscribe button, and that notification bell to get notified when I upload new videos. Thanks for watching. It's Sergeant Crypto, and I'm out. Peace.